There is a certain heaviness you feel the moment a specific person enters the room. Sometimes that person is family or a friend you once trusted. We rarely admit this out loud, but some relationships drain us, tighten our chest, and slowly erode who we are. No matter how hard we try to hold them together, Stoic wisdom reminds us we cannot control how others treat us. We can only control our boundaries, our dignity, and the peace we allow into our lives. There are clear signs telling you it's time to step away, even when your heart whispers, give them one more chance. If you're watching this, a part of you may already know the truth you've been avoiding. Today, we'll explore 7 powerful signs that it's time to cut ties, even with family or friends, so you can protect your energy, your mind, and your future. Comment: I choose peace because your peace is worth defending. Sign 1. They don't respect your resources, time, money, or energy. If someone doesn't respect what costs you effort, they don't respect you. Some people will never lay a hand on you, but they drain your life through small, constant acts of disregard. They borrow money and forget. They expect your time without appreciating it. They take your energy as if it's limitless. When you're exhausted, they act surprised, as if your tiredness is an inconvenience. These people aren't just careless, they quietly erode your boundaries. Anyone who treats your resources as disposable is treating you as disposable. You'll recognize them by how they react when you say no. If they valued you, a boundary would not offend them. Those who only valued the benefits of being around you will guilt-trip you, mock you, or act offended the moment you stop giving. That reaction alone reveals their true relationship to you. They were attached to access, not the person. Your time is your life, your energy is your direction, your money is your labor made visible. Imagine this: a friend always wants to hang out, but the moment you arrive, they're on their phone, barely engaging. Or a relative repeatedly asks for financial help, promising to repay, but always has an excuse, yet expects sympathy. Or someone unloads their emotional chaos onto you and disappears when you need support. You walk away feeling lighter, but only because you are carrying all the weight. Stoic philosophy teaches a simple truth: you owe people virtue, not your exhaustion. The Stoics believe your time and energy should be spent on what you can control: your actions, your character, your growth. When someone repeatedly violates those resources, they're pulling you away from your path. That is not kindness. It is sabotage disguised as familiarity. Here's the Stoic protocol for this type of person. Pause. Before saying yes, breathe and ask, what does this truly cost me? Probe. Notice patterns. Do they give as much as they take? Do they appreciate it or just expect it? Protect. Set firm limits. Shorter commitments, no loans, less availability, and watch how they respond. Their response will tell you everything. People who respect you will understand your limits. People who use you will be offended by them. Your resources are not a public utility. They are parts of your life you cannot get back. If someone repeatedly shows they don't value them, believe them the first time. Protecting your time, money, and energy isn't selfish. It is self-respect in action. Mantra: if you don't value my effort, you don't get my access. Sign 2. They create conflict, drama, and force you to take sides. Some people cannot live without conflict. If a situation is peaceful, they'll stir tension. If a conversation is calm, they'll inject criticism, comparison, or suspicion. They feed on emotional intensity. They need drama the way others need air. And if you're close, you will be pulled into battles that aren't yours. Anyone who constantly divides people is dangerous to your peace. They want you to take sides because it validates their worldview. The moment you don't agree, they turn cold. Stay neutral, and they accuse you of betrayal. The more you try to help, the deeper you sink into problems that aren't yours. Imagine a friend who always complains. Every week a new enemy, a new argument, a new crisis. They call to vent but never reflect, never change, never take responsibility. Advice is rejected. Silence demands a side. Somehow, every story makes them the victim. The common denominator in all conflicts is them. Stoic philosophy teaches, avoid unnecessary battles. They cost your soul more than your time. Marcus Aurelius warned against being pulled into others' storms. Stoicism emphasizes emotional discipline, perspective, and choosing what truly deserves your response. Getting dragged into constant conflict destroys clarity, peace, and self-control. You cannot rise above chaos if you constantly stand beside someone who creates it. Here's the Stoic protocol for conflict makers. Pause. When someone brings drama, breathe and step back emotionally. Probe. Ask, is this my problem or someone seeking an audience? Protect. Set firm boundaries. No gossip, no taking sides, no participation in manufactured conflict. If someone gets angry when you refuse to join, they were never seeking peace. They were looking for fuel. People who build harmony don't force you to choose sides. People who love stability don't drag others into fights. A person who respects you will protect your peace, not gamble with it. If someone's presence makes life more chaotic, stressful, or divided, take it seriously. You cannot build a strong life while standing in someone else's emotional battlefield. Mantra: I do not fight battles that are not mine. Sign 3. They belittle your worries or mock your vulnerability. When someone dismisses your pain, they show exactly how little they value your inner world. There's a betrayal in opening up about something heavy only to be met with laughter, sarcasm, or indifference. They treat your fear like exaggeration, your stress like weakness, and your honesty like a joke. What hurts most is not their reaction, but the truth it reveals. They were never emotionally safe. Someone who makes vulnerability feel burdensome should not have access to it. Over time, this teaches you to hide your truth. You stop sharing not because you don't feel, but because you know it will be minimized. You silence yourself to avoid judgment, convincing yourself your emotions are too much or not important. The real problem is sharing with the wrong person. Your vulnerability is not the issue. Their lack of empathy is. Imagine speaking to a friend or relative about something that worries you: mental health, financial stress, or a painful situation. Instead of listening, they wave it away. You're being dramatic, or that's nothing, or you worry too much. Worse, they turn your fear into a joke. You walk away feeling smaller, unseen, and ashamed for speaking. Stoicism never taught suppression of emotion. It taught wise sharing. Marcus Aurelius wrote about guarding the mind from those who distort clarity. Epictetus warned, not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Stoicism is not emotionless. It is knowing where your emotions are safe. When someone repeatedly mocks or belittles what matters to you, they violate that safety. The Stoic response is not to fight, it is to withdraw openness. Stoic protocol for emotional invalidation. Pause. Stop explaining. A person who mocks doesn't need more information. They need distance. Probe. Notice the pattern. Do they do this every time? Is empathy absent or selective? Protect. Reduce emotional exposure. Share less. Strengthen your inner circle with listeners, not judges. If someone cannot handle your honesty, they do not deserve intimacy. A healthy relationship makes worries feel lighter, a toxic one heavier. Anyone who belittles your feelings repeatedly shows inability to meet you on a human level. Emotional safety is non-negotiable. Choosing distance from those who dismiss your emotions is not weakness. It is emotional maturity. Honoring your feelings is not self-indulgence. It is self-respect. You deserve spaces where vulnerability is met with presence, not mockery. Mantra: my vulnerability is valuable. I share it only with those who honor it. Sign 4. They try to force their beliefs, morals, religion, or politics onto you. Anyone who tries to control your beliefs is trying to control your life. Sharing ideas is one thing, forcing them is another. Healthy people exchange ideas with curiosity. Controlling people impose ideas with pressure, guilt, or superiority. They treat disagreement as disrespect, your independence as rebellion. Slowly, they shape your worldview not through wisdom, but through fear, shame, or manipulation. If someone demands you think like them, they seek dominance, not connection. They cannot tolerate differences and need you to conform to feel validated, powerful, or morally superior. Question something, and they accuse you of being wrong, lost, or against them. The more you maintain peace, the tighter their grip. Persuasion becomes control. A relationship without intellectual freedom is not a relationship, it is a cage. Picture this: a conversation with a friend, partner, or family member. You express a slightly different belief. Instead of listening, they lecture. Instead of asking questions, they talk over you. Disagree gently, they escalate. Set a boundary, they guilt trip. Their goal is not understanding, it is submission. Stoicism teaches, your mind is yours. Protect it from those who seek to occupy it. Epictetus warned against letting external influences hijack your judgment. Marcus Aurelius insisted that your thoughts must remain sovereign, no matter who stands before you. Freedom of thought is one of the highest Stoic virtues. Without it, wisdom is impossible. You cannot think clearly under pressure. You cannot grow intellectually under force. You cannot be yourself in a relationship that requires obedience instead of authenticity. Here is the Stoic protocol for belief in forces. Pause. When someone pushes their ideology aggressively, stop the emotional reaction. Their forcefulness reveals their insecurity, not your inadequacy. Probe. Ask yourself, is this a discussion or a demand? Are they sharing or imposing? Protect. Set boundaries. State your belief calmly. Refuse debates framed as battles. Limit exposure if they do not respect your autonomy. Respectful people don't need you to agree with them to feel whole. The healthiest relationships honor individuality, not uniformity. They allow space for difference, evolution, curiosity, and growth. Controlling relationships punish independence. They shrink you, silence you, and shape you into a version of yourself that feels less and less like you. You never owe anyone your beliefs, not even the people closest to you. Freedom of thought is non-negotiable. If someone cannot accept your mind as your own, they do not deserve a place in it. Cutting ties with belief in forces isn't betrayal. It's reclaiming your autonomy. Mantra: my mind is mine. No one else gets to own it. Sign 5. Being around them gives you stress, tension, or anxiety. Your body often recognizes danger long before your mind does. Some people never raise their voice, never insult you directly, never show obvious hostility, yet your chest tightens when they walk toward you. Your breathing changes, your stomach sinks, your energy drops. That reaction is not random. It is your nervous system sounding the alarm. You are not safe here. When your body consistently reacts to someone with stress, your soul is telling you the truth. This isn't about being sensitive. It's about recognizing emotional environments that chip away at your well-being. Some relationships drain you without drama, without yelling, without chaos, just a constant sense of pressure, judgment, or unease. You leave every interaction feeling smaller, dimmer, or strangely guilty for no clear reason. That heaviness is not accidental. It is the cost of staying connected to the wrong person. Peace should increase when someone enters the room, not disappear. Imagine this. You're about to meet a friend or relative. On the way there, you already feel tension, not because they hurt you physically, but because you know exactly how the conversation will go. They'll judge your choices. They'll find something to criticize. They'll make subtle comments that stick with you for days. Or they'll talk at you, not with you, leaving you emotionally empty. By the time you leave, you're exhausted and can't explain why. Stoicism teaches, guard your peace with the same seriousness you guard your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote about staying close only to those who elevate your character and clarity. Epictetus warned that the company you keep determines the quality of your mind. Emotional tension is not a moral failing, it is a signal. Nothing in Stoic teaching encourages enduring relationships that damage your internal state. Peace is not a luxury, it is a necessity for a rational, grounded life. Here is the Stoic protocol for relationships that trigger anxiety. Pause. When you feel tension rising around someone, don't blame yourself. Observe it like a Stoic. Probe. Ask, what part of me contracts around them? Is it fear, judgment, past patterns? Protect, reduce exposure, maintain distance, and prioritize environments where your nervous system feels safe. Your emotional body keeps score, even when your logical mind tries to make excuses. Healthy relationships give you room to breathe. They make you feel more like yourself, not less. They don't activate your survival instincts. They don't force you to monitor your tone, censor your words, or walk on eggshells. When your nervous system consistently reacts to someone, that is the truth. Everything else is justification. It is not disloyal to walk away from people your soul cannot rest around. Choosing peace is not running away. It is stepping toward a healthier version of yourself. It is choosing clarity over chaos, calm over tension, self-respect over obligation. You deserve relationships that feel like oxygen, not suffocation. Mantra. If my body tightens around you, you lose access to me. Sign 6. They complain endlessly or repeat the same problems for years. Some people don't want solutions. They want an audience. They vent constantly, yet never change. They dramatically describe their troubles but take no action. They come to you with the same story month after month, year after year. Every time you try to help, the answer is predictable. I can't. It's different for me. Or, you don't understand. They don't want progress. They want someone to absorb their negativity. A person who refuses to grow will slowly pull you down with them. Endless complainers don't just drain your energy. They reshape your emotional environment. Over time, you begin to dread conversations with them. You predict their complaints before they even open their mouth. Being around them becomes a cycle. They unload, you listen, they feel lighter, and you feel heavier. Their life doesn't change because they're not looking for a path forward. They're looking for a place to dump their emotional weight. If someone never takes responsibility, they will eventually make you responsible for their misery. Imagine this. A friend calls you every week with a crisis. It's always the same issue. A bad relationship they won't leave, a job they won't improve, a habit they won't change. You offer guidance, support, even practical steps. They nod, agree, promise to try, and a week later, the cycle repeats like nothing happened. You begin to realize they don't want help, they want attention, and worse, they expect you to be endlessly available for their emotional recycling. Stoicism teaches, do not spend your life carrying what others choose not to put down. Marcus Aurelius believed in confronting problems with reason and action, not dwelling in helplessness. Epictetus warned that you must not tie your well-being to those who refuse to take charge of their own. Complaining without change is a sign of unwillingness, not misfortune. Stoicism doesn't shame struggle, it shames avoidance. Those who avoid responsibility will eventually drain those who don't. Here is the Stoic protocol for habitual complainers. Pause. When they begin repeating the same story, stop absorbing it emotionally. Probe. Ask a grounding question. What have you tried since the last time we talked? Their answer will reveal everything. Protect. Limit how much emotional labor you provide. Encourage action, not endless conversation. Reduce time spent in cycles that go nowhere. You cannot save someone who is committed to staying the same. Compassion does not mean becoming someone's emotional landfill. Empathy does not mean allowing people to dump negativity onto you indefinitely. Healthy relationships involve problem-solving, reflection, and growth. Toxic ones revolve around repetition, helplessness, and emotional dependency. If someone refuses to step forward, eventually you must step back. It is not cruel to protect your energy from someone who refuses to protect their own. You deserve relationships where conversations lead to clarity, not exhaustion. Where problems are addressed, not recycled, where emotional support is mutual, not one-sided. Choosing distance from someone who drains you is not abandonment, it's survival. Mantra: I refuse to carry what others choose to hold on to. Sign 7. They break promises easily or boast excessively. A person who treats their word lightly will treat your trust the same way. Promises are not just sentences, they are commitments, time frames, and emotional expectations. When someone casually breaks them, they are telling you that your trust is disposable. The same applies to excessive boasting. People who brag relentlessly often overstate their abilities, inflate their achievements, and rely on exaggeration to feel important. They talk big, deliver little, and leave others dealing with the fallout. When someone's actions never match their words, the truth is in their patterns, not their promises. These individuals make commitments when it benefits them and forget them when it doesn't. They apologize without changing. They reassure you without following through. Their reliability rises and falls based on convenience, not character. And the more you excuse it, the more they get comfortable disappointing you. Over time, you begin to shrink your expectations, not because they grew wiser, but because you grew tired. Consistency is a love language, and inconsistency is a warning sign. Imagine this. A friend promises to help you with something important, but they cancel at the last minute because something came up again. A relative says they'll pay you back, but weeks turn into months with no follow-through. Or someone constantly brags about what they will do, could do, or used to do, but nothing in their life reflects the grand stories they tell. You walk away feeling deceived, drained, or simply irritated, but mostly you feel disconnected from them. Stoicism teaches your character is revealed by what you do when no one is watching, and even more by what you do after you speak. Marcus Aurelius warned about empty words and shallow ambition. Epictetus emphasized that character is the true currency of a human being. In Stoic philosophy, a promise is sacred because it reflects integrity, and bragging is a sign of insecurity, a person trying to appear more than they truly are. When someone repeatedly fails to honor commitments, Stoicism suggests a simple truth: judge less by what they say and more by what they consistently do. Here is the Stoic protocol for handling promise breakers and boasters. Pause. When someone makes a big promise or boasts loudly, do not get swept up emotionally. Probe. Ask yourself, what does their history show? What have they actually done? Protect. Adjust your access, trust patterns, limit expectations, and distance yourself from unreliable people. Someone who disrespects their own word will eventually disrespect yours. Healthy relationships are built on dependability, responsibility, and humility. Toxic relationships are built on excuses, inconsistency, and inflated self-image. You cannot build a stable life alongside a person whose reality never aligns with their rhetoric. Their unpredictability becomes your stress. Their exaggeration becomes your disappointment. Their inconsistency becomes your lesson. Letting go of unreliable people is not bitterness, it's clarity. You deserve relationships grounded in truth, not fantasy. In reliability, not chaos. In character, not performance. If someone repeatedly breaks promises or treats boasting as a personality, you're not obligated to stay. Integrity is the foundation of trust, and without trust, there is nothing to build on. Mantra: your words matter. If they don't honor theirs, they don't get my trust. When you look back at these 7 signs, a clear truth emerges. Your peace, your energy, and your dignity are worth protecting. You learned how people can drain you through disrespect, division, emotional dismissal, control, stress, endless complaints, and broken promises. These are not small issues. They shape your mental state, your confidence, and the direction of your life. Stoic philosophy reminds us that you cannot control who people choose to be, but you can control who you allow into your inner world. And that choice determines everything: your clarity, your focus, your future. If any of these signs feel familiar, don't ignore them. Awareness is the first step. Boundaries are the second. Action is the third. Start small. Reduce exposure. Protect your time. Listen to your body and honor your intuition. Every boundary you set is a vote for the person you want to become. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your presence here means you're choosing growth over comfort, awareness over denial, and peace over chaos. And that matters. If this video supported you, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. I choose peace. I'll see you in the next video. Keep choosing the life that protects your soul.